Welcome, and thank you for being here. Today, we are going to spend some time talking about something that every single one of us understands on a deep personal level. We are going to talk about the reality of growing older. Let us be wonderfully honest with one another. Aging is a privilege, but it is not for the faint of heart. It is a profound transition. It comes with its fair share of beautiful moments, earned wisdom, and quiet joys. But it also comes with bumps, bruises, aches, and profound losses. We live in a culture that often tells us we should fight aging, or pretend that the losses do not hurt. But today, we are going to do the opposite. We are going to look reality right in the eye. The goal of our time together is not to pretend that the difficulties of aging are easy. Instead, I want to offer a different perspective. It is a perspective that has helped many people navigate these inevitable changes with grace. It is about learning to tell the difference between the pain that we cannot avoid and the suffering that is entirely optional. To explain this difference between pain and suffering, I want to share an ancient mindfulness teaching. It is called the parable of the two arrows. I invite you to settle into your chair, take a comfortable breath, and simply listen to this story. Imagine you are walking along a beautiful, familiar path in a forest. It is a path you have walked many times before. Suddenly, out of nowhere, an arrow strikes you. It hurts deeply. It is frightening, it is sudden, and it brings you to a complete halt. This first arrow represents the inevitable pain of life. We all experience this first arrow. It is part of the human condition. But the parable does not end there. The teaching says that in life, we are rarely hit by just one arrow. Almost immediately after the first arrow strikes, a second arrow hits us. And it hits us in the exact same spot as the first. The pain intensifies. It becomes overwhelming. But here is the most important part of the teaching. We do not shoot the first arrow, but we shoot the second arrow at ourselves. Let us take a moment to understand what that first arrow looks like in our daily lives as we age. The first arrow is the pure, unfiltered reality of a difficult situation. It is the physical sensation or the initial emotional shock. For you, the first arrow might be the sharp ache of arthritis in your knees when you wake up in the morning. It might be the profound, heavy grief of saying goodbye to a dear friend or a spouse. It might be the frustration of realizing your energy is lower, or that you cannot engage in a physical hobby quite as easily as you did 10 years ago. It might be a change in your living situation, or a shift in your independence. This pain is incredibly real. It is valid. It is a fundamental part of the human experience. And most importantly, it is not your fault. You did not ask for the arthritis. You did not ask for the loss. The first arrow simply happens because we are alive. Let us take a moment to understand what that first arrow looks like in our daily lives as we age. The first arrow is the pure, unfiltered reality of a difficult situation. It is the physical sensation or the initial emotional shock. For you, the first arrow might be the sharp ache of arthritis in your knees when you wake up in the morning. It might be the profound, heavy grief of saying goodbye to a dear friend or a spouse. It might be the frustration of realizing your energy is lower, or that you cannot engage in a physical hobby quite as easily as you did 10 years ago. It might be a change in your living situation, or a shift in your independence. This pain is incredibly real. It is valid. It is a fundamental part of the human experience. And most importantly, it is not your fault. You did not ask for the arthritis. You did not ask for the loss. The first arrow simply happens because we are alive. So, the vital question becomes, how do we stop shooting ourselves with the second arrow? How do we put the bow down? We do this through a mindful practice called radical acceptance. The word, radical, simply means complete and total. Radical acceptance does not mean you are giving up. It does not mean you have to like the pain, or the loss, or the changes in your body. It does not mean rolling over in defeat. Radical acceptance simply means looking at reality without fighting it. It means saying, yes, this is what is happening right now. It means dropping the resistance. When we fight reality, when we say, this shouldn't be happening, reality always wins. And we are left exhausted, struck by that second arrow. When you feel the sting of the first arrow, instead of getting angry at yourself, your body, or the universe, you meet that pain with deep, profound compassion. How do we actually practice this radical acceptance in our day-to-day lives? It takes practice, but it is deeply rewarding. Here are 3 simple steps you can take whenever you feel the pain of the first arrow. Step 1 is to pause and acknowledge. When something hurts, physically or emotionally, just stop for a moment. Do not rush past it. Do not immediately try to fix it. Simply say to yourself, silently, this is a moment of pain. Acknowledging it is the first step to accepting it. Step 2 is to check for the second arrow. Notice where your thoughts are going. Are you telling yourself a catastrophic story about how terrible the future will be? Are you feeling angry at your own body? Are you judging yourself for feeling sad? Just notice that narrative. You do not have to fight the thoughts, just recognize them as the second arrow and gently set them aside. Step 3 is to offer yourself compassion. Treat yourself exactly as you would treat a beloved friend who is hurting. If your best friend came to you in physical pain or emotional grief, you would not judge them. You would not tell them they are broken. You would offer them comfort. Do this for yourself. Place a hand on your heart, or gently place your hand on the part of your body that aches. Tell yourself, it is really hard to feel this way right now, but I am here for myself. I am doing the best I can. Aging will inevitably bring first arrows. We cannot stop the passage of time, and we cannot entirely avoid physical discomfort or the grief of loss. They are part of the beautiful, complex tapestry of a long life. But you hold so much power in how you respond. By practicing mindfulness and radical acceptance, we can make a different choice. We can put down our own bows. We can stop fighting reality. We can spare ourselves the heavy, exhausting suffering of the second arrow. When we accept the pain with compassion, we clear away the suffering. And in that clearing, we find that we can walk through this stage of life with more grace, more peace, and a profound sense of love for ourselves. You are carrying a lot, but you do not have to carry the second arrow. Thank you for your time, your presence, and your open hearts today.
Hello, I invite you to join us on the Mindful Aging channel, where we discuss health and wellness for a vibrant life.